everyone, I'm Aria. I hope you're all having a good day. So welcome to today's video. This is going to be the first challenge video on my channel. So today I am building my entry to the X Challenge Me Too challenge by Leah Morgana. So if you haven't heard of this challenge before, basically somebody picks out 10 random items for you, and your challenge is to create a build that incorporates all of those items. So you can build whatever you like, you can do whatever you like. The only rules are that you have to use those items that are picked out for you. So you can't hide them or anything, they have to be obvious in the build somewhere. So these are the items that Tortina picked out for me. So we have a couple of very random items there. There's a postcard on the wall that you can't see very well, it's quite small. A little mouse hole, some paint pots, owl statue, a dog bed, a camera, a toddler pool, a shelving unit, a ironing board, and this giant flower thing that I've never used before. And she's also given me some wall paint and some flooring that I can choose to use too, which I do. Those aren't part of the challenge, they're just an extra feature. So I have challenged her back, so I will link her channel in the description below so you can go and check out the items that I've picked for her and how she chooses to use them. We should have our videos out on the same day, so hopefully hers will be out either today or tomorrow. So with those items in mind, I was thinking I'd do something centered around toddlers initially. I was thinking maybe a daycare center or a classroom or a park, but then there were some other things like the dog bed and the paint and the ironing board that I don't know, I didn't really know how to use them, so I end up going with a library, which I think looks really cool in the end. I'm really pleased with it. I did check on the gallery before I started because I didn't want to, you know, outright copy anybody, so I did want to go and check that this hadn't been done. So as you can see just there, I fiddle around with the tool mod by Twisted Mexi for like 100 years and this is what I come up with. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I love it. I think it's so cool. So yeah, I go with the library, and I think it's a good incorporation of all of the objects. I hope I hope you think so too. I'm, like I said, really proud with it. So I'm just going through with some landscaping around this sign right now, and then I finish off the landscaping around the outside before we go on to the inside. So I didn't do too much landscaping on this one, just my usual debug hedges and the little grassy patches and the stones that I really love. And basically all of those plants that I've used around the sign, I just put those around the rest of the build. So as we go onto the inside, I do section off this bit by the candles that I've used to create the binders for the books. I was originally going to just leave it square, but I don't know, it looked a bit weird, and I prefer hardback books on my books. And to have square kind of fronts on them, on the build, it just looked very, I don't know, strange to me, like it was missing something. So I spent ages going through the debug menu trying to find something that would give the front of it more of a rounded shape, and thought these candles kind of did the best that they could. So as you can see there, that I've just put all of those pillars on the side and just deleted them all again. I really wanted to be able to kind of drag the wall out. You know how you can with the roofing, you can kind of hold down Alt and drag the eaves of the roof out just a little bit, just to kind of to make it, well, basically to put it where you want. And I really wanted to do that with the walls so that it created more of a book shape at the back. But if I put walls there, they were too long, and if I put columns there, they didn't extend to where I wanted them, and they stuck out too much, and they were the wrong color, and it was a whole thing. So I don't use them. But yeah, I wish there was something that I could have put there. So if you know anything that I could have done, then please let me know. But I didn't know. So I've used the flooring that she added to the build, and as you saw like 10 seconds ago, the wall paint that she asked me to use I've put at the back where I put a cafe area. So I do change those stairs out because of a little feature that I wanted to use. It didn't work very well with the stairs that I've used, but I'll explain more about that later. So just decorating the library area now. I create a kind of, I guess, a kids area off to the right hand side, and on the left where the blue and pink chair are, I end up putting like a desk area. I keep the chairs there, I just move them slightly and put a desk with a computer. So I really like those rugs, the club rugs that came with Get Together, I believe. But I wish you could change the color of them and keep the symbol for the club the same, just because I didn't really want a red rug there. I mean, it's not too bad, as you will see. Sorry, when we go upstairs. I've used the coffee one, but it's brown, and I don't know, I kind of wanted a blue one, so I've used the paint pots there that were one of my items. And yeah, I don't know, I just really wanted like a blue rug or something that just wasn't brown. Really. So we are creating the coffee area upstairs now, and this is the wall paint that she's asked me to use, this very interesting kind of starry wallpaper. I've probably used the white rainbow swatch maybe once. But yeah, so these chairs that I pick, these ones, I really love these chairs. They really give me like a cafe vibe, and I don't know, I just really like them. They look really, I wouldn't say comfortable, but yeah, I don't know, I like the look of them. So change out the swatches for the 100 billionth time, like always, typical me. And then we put some nice sofas over to the left. I really liked the swatches that this sofa and chair come with, and yeah, I don't know, I really enjoy them. So I've ordered a new microphone, so that should be coming hopefully today, so all of my voiceovers will hopefully, once I can figure out how to actually use it, will be a lot better quality than the headset that I'm currently using. Upstairs I create a little storeroom area where I thought maybe if the cafe holds functions, then they can have tablecloths and things on that table. I know it's very small and it's highly unlikely, but I kind of had to think of a way to incorporate the ironing board. So here I am adding some of those items to the shelving unit. That was also one of the items that I was asked to use. I wasn't really sure how to incorporate most of these since they are very random, so I figured I'd just put them on display. And I really enjoy what I've done with this. Sure, I'm not the only person to have done this, but I end up putting some clocks in the kind of baskets that are hanging on the wall, and I think that looks really interesting. So these stairs, I end up changing them out, like I said earlier, but I don't know, I liked the way that they looked, and I really liked the fact that there was a gap underneath, but I don't know, they just didn't look right. So I struggled with what to put up here, because for some reason nothing was working. It kept on clipping into the wall, so I ended up going with this little statue, and here are the clocks. I don't know, I kind of wish that we had different ones. As much as we have several of them, they just didn't fit what I wanted to do, so I ended up going with this kids one. But I like it, it's okay. So we're just putting some postcards on the wall. I had a postcard as one of my items, and the little mouse hole was one of my items, so I just thought maybe the people that work in this cafe get sent postcards from their customers, and decided to display them. So here is the rest of the storeroom area, and I just put a couple of decorative pieces on the is it a bar? I don't know, the coffee bar. And then change out some of these curtains. I then use the trusty red shelf to add some decorations to this coffee table. I sized the table down so they didn't clip properly, so the shelf was very handy for that. And then we go down to the kids area. So any library that I have been to, they always kind of give me a bit of a, I don't know, cold feeling, I guess. Maybe it's just where I live, but they always just seem really, I don't know, big and empty and not particularly inclusive of a lot of people. It's kind of like you go in there and you're kind of isolated and I don't know, just not very comfortable. So I wanted this to be a very cozy place where people could come and relax but socialize at the same time, and you know, bring the kids and your pets and you know, just a whole family experience. And my experience with this game is that not very many Sims tend to visit community lots, so I didn't want it to be too big. I wanted it to be somewhere that felt like it was quite full of Sims without it kind of being overcrowded or ridiculously tiny. So when I did playtest this, there was several people upstairs because I've set the lot as a cafe. I would have set it as a library, but there was a couple of things that I didn't include in this build, such as a chess table, I believe, which you can just add that and change it to change the lot type. That's fine. But any of the lots that I've been to as a library, not very many Sims have gone there, and I wanted it to, you know, feel like a popular place that people want to go to. So I changed the lot type to a cafe, and a lot more Sims turned up, which I was very happy about. So I just add a couple more items to this desk area before we move on to the stair feature that I was talking about. So as I believe I mentioned, I'm definitely not the first person to have done this. It's not an original idea. I've seen somebody on Twitter do this, I believe, and I thought it was really cool. I really liked the kind of extra feature that it gave to the stairs instead of just being, you know, boring wood. So it's definitely not my original idea. So if you know anybody who has done this, then, or if you've done it yourself, please let me know so I can thank you. So I don't do this on all of the stairs, I just do it on the kind of bottom bump out section, and it took me forever. It literally took me forever. I had to have the patience of a saint to do this. So I do cut out a fair amount of me kind of fiddling around with it, and as you will be able to see in a moment, I've done the same on the opposite staircase, and I've, like I said, just done the bottom section. So this is what it will look like once I have eventually finished. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I think it looks really cool. So here I'm just adding a couple of extra books to the tops of the bookcases. I couldn't really decide what ones I wanted to use, but these bookshelves kind of looked the most library-like. I think I probably would have preferred if they had come in white swatch, but you know, never mind. So just add a bin here. I really love this dumpster from Eco Lifestyle. I don't know which one it is. So yeah, now we're just going on to the outside area. I didn't really know where to incorporate this toddler pool, so I figured outdoor was probably the most sensible. I do extend this kind of garden area out to the side slightly, and I really enjoy what I've done with this flower mural. monstrosity thing. So I use it as a kind of center feature for a fountain, and I think it looks okay. It's the best I could have done with it, without, you know, sizing it right down and hiding it in a toilet where it belongs. I don't know. My opinion. So yeah, I kind of like what it does. Like what I've done with it. I don't know what's wrong with me today. My voice isn't working. So yeah, we add a little swing set over here. I was going to use the jungle gym climbing frame, but it didn't fit where I'd created the fence area, and if I'd put it right in the middle where I eventually put a what are they called? A barbecue. It would have just taken up the entire space, and I don't know. I just wanted it to be an extra thing for the little kiddies to do, and not, you know, take up the entire garden. So I just create this little pond area with a like a garden bed, flower bed thing behind it. I've only ever used the fountain tool to create ponds like I did in my fishing cabin build. I've never actually used it as a fountain before, so it was definitely a new thing for me. So this little play area here, I just add some toys and the little toddler slide thing, then put in some gardening pots here. I really like how you can change the size of these and they don't kind of go tiny, or if you size them up they are enormous, but if you size them down they still look like they still look like they would be usable. I'm not actually sure if they are, but I think they look cool anyway. So here I'm just adding some of these really lovely benches. I love how they come in so many different swatches, and the tops of the benches, they're just so many different patterns, and I just really love them. So I'm using this terrain paint again, where I think I used it in the I think I've used it in a couple of builds, but yeah, I really like how you can define the different paving slabs and kind of erase out the bits that you don't want. And yeah, I think that's really cool. So we're just adding some terrain paint, and that's pretty much it. So I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. It's on the gallery if you wish to download it, and I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone.